What's good people? I am Adal Jamil, your friendly neighborhood beat making instructor, and today we're going to be using stem separation in Logic Pro 10, and let's get to it. All right, so first things first, we need some audio inside of our project to separate those stems. And I got a nice hot piece of audio right here, BBL Drizzy by King Willonius. Let's see what we can do with that. So we're going to just drop it into our session from my files inside of Logic.
BBL Drizzy, BBL Drizzy.
And that's the piece of audio we'll be working with today. And this is my first time using this feature, so I'm excited to figure out how we can do this together. Let's go. So we're gonna go into our functions area at the top left corner and where we have stem splitter right there. We're gonna click on that. And we have 4 ways we can split these stems. We can do it by vocals, drums, bass, and everything else. So let's get all of it. Let's see what we can do. Whew. And just like that, we've got 4 new tracks inside of Logic. We've got our vocals at the top. We've got our drums below that, bass, and then everything else. Okay, so let's solo the vocals and see what we got from that.
BBL Drizzy, BBL Drizzy.
Wow.
I'm going in.
I've used other stem separators, but this one has the least amount of artifacts when it comes to vocals, and the vocals seem to be mostly intact as far as like EQing and stuff like that. Not a lot of phasing, not a lot of artifacts. I'm highly impressed. What do those drums sound like? Snappy. A little bit of artifacts, but that's okay. Let's see what that bass line sounds like. It's a bass line. It's a bass line. And everything else, let's go ahead and check that out. From a 128 kilobit MP3, it's not bad. I'm not mad at it. I am not going to use the other instruments. I'm not going to use the bass. We'll decide later on those drums, but I'm definitely going to flip those vocals. So let's see what we can do with that.
Thicker than a snicker, I'm thicker than your ninja. Don't act like you don't know me. These jams deserve a trophy. Baby, it ain't no mystery. Got the best BBL in history.
And let's go ahead and zoom in just a little bit. Take this.
I know you feel this glow up.
Use my marquee tool to highlight that section. I'm just going to separate that, boom. And then I want to create a new sampler track just by doing either going to convert to new sampler track or Control E. I like shortcuts. I don't know about you, but I love my shortcuts. So let's do Control E, see what happens with that. All right, so we're gonna convert these regions to a new sample track using transient markers or regions. Let's go ahead and use transient markers so that way each syllable that we want to use, we can chop up and program. So we're gonna use that. We're gonna use a sampler built inside of Logic to do that for us. Hit OK. And I am gonna drag this section up just to kind of separate it from the stems that I have, and we'll come back to that. Close those stems, mute them. In fact, we're gonna turn off this entire track, not have to worry about it. So whenever you create a sampler instrument, it's going to give you the individual samples already lined up for us. So let's see what those samples they gave us for.
I know you feel this glow up.
So we got a lot of things. Let's see what we got. Let me go ahead and open up our sampler.
I know you. I know you. I know you. I know you.
So we're going to clean up some of these samples real quick. Let's go ahead and get rid of some of the things that we don't need, like this. That little S, we can get rid of that. Trim that to the left so we can get that S. I know. Trim that to the right.
I know you feel this.
So what I just did is I took that sample, took that region, converted it to a sampler instrument, and then clean it up for ourselves so that way we can use it and make something dope out of it. I took the liberty to make a pattern out of these chop vocals. Let's see what that sounds like.
I know you feel this. I know you feel this. Blow up.
And now, let's put a beat behind it. And here are the samples that I chopped up. This is how we separate stems inside of Logic Pro 10 version 11. We drug in our sample inside of Logic, went into our functions menu, created some stems, created 4 stems, vocals, drums, bass, and other. We used our vocal stems to get an acapella, chopped that acapella in Logic Sampler, dropped in some drums, made a hit, called it a day. And I'm here at Point Blank Music School in Los Angeles. If you're interested in learning more about anything music, please go to our website, pointblankmusicschool.com. Be good, be creative, and I'll see you in the next video.